I never thought I'd be that guy posting here. But here I am, 26 years old, sitting in my crappy one-bedroom apartment in Ohio, staring at the blinking cursor like it's judging me. My chest feels tight and I can't sleep. I keep replaying the same scene in my head. My so-called friend and business partner standing in front of a crowd, pitching my idea like he invented it. I met Jason 2 years ago at a bar near campus. I was finishing my MBA at Ohio State, and he was this smooth-talking dude who seemed to know everyone. He bought me a beer after overhearing me pitch this concept to another friend, a food truck that specialized in loaded baked potatoes. Sounds dumb? Maybe. But in a college town where drunk students will eat anything at 2 a.m., I swear it would kill. I had the name, the branding sketched out, even the recipes. Spud Buds. Catchy, right? Jason loved it. We talked for hours that night, scribbling ideas on napkins. He told me he had connections with investors, that he could handle the networking side while I focused on operations and the menu. I was skeptical, but he had this confidence that made me feel like maybe this could actually happen. We spent months planning. I maxed out a credit card buying equipment for test runs. My tiny kitchen reeked of bacon, chives, and cheddar for weeks. I forced my roommate to taste every single potato variation until he begged me to stop. Meanwhile, Jason kept promising me he was lining things up. He said we should wait to launch until after graduation, when we'd both have more time. Last Friday night, I found out the truth. A buddy texted me, "Dude, isn't this your thing? Spud Brothers? They're doing a pop-up at the farmer's market." I laughed at first, thinking it was a coincidence. Then he sent me a picture. There was Jason standing behind a booth, smiling his smug-ass smile, handing a sour cream-loaded potato to some hipster couple. Behind him, a big banner, Spud Brothers. The logo looked almost identical to the one I sketched. Same yellow background, same stupid potato cartoon with sunglasses. My stomach dropped. I drove over, shaking the whole way. The closer I got, the more furious I felt. People were lined up, laughing, taking pictures. Jason spotted me from behind the counter, his grin faltering for just a second before he plastered it back on. "Hey man," he called, like we were still buddies. "Glad you came." I wanted to rip that banner down and scream at him in front of everyone. Instead, I just stood there, hands in my pockets, heart hammering in my throat. The only words that came out were, "You stole from me." And he leaned across the counter, lowering his voice just enough so the customers couldn't hear, and said, "Ideas don't belong to anyone, bro. It's whoever runs with them." That line is burned into my skull. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I shut my eyes, I saw that smug banner. Spud Bros. His words echoed in my skull like a curse. Ideas don't belong to anyone, bro. The next morning, I dragged myself to the local coffee shop, the one with sticky wooden tables and a line of hungover students. I ordered a black coffee, no cream, no sugar. My stomach was too twisted for food. I kept refreshing Instagram because I knew someone would post about Jason's stupid booth. Sure enough, there it was. Some influencer girl with 12K followers. Best potatoes ever, smiling face with hard eyes, #SpudBros, #foodie. My hands shook so bad I spilled coffee down my hoodie. I called Jason. He actually picked up. "Yo, man," he said, like nothing was wrong. "What the hell, Jason?" I snapped. "That was our thing." There was silence for a beat. Then he sighed. "Look, I tried to loop you in, but you're slow, dude. You want to plan forever, and I'm about action. Investors don't wait." "Investors?" My voice cracked. "Yeah, man. I pitched it. They loved it. They fronted the money for the truck. It's happening. And honestly, you should be proud. Your idea's alive." Alive. Like he did me a favor. I could feel every eye in the cafe on me as I hissed into the phone, "You're a thief." He chuckled. "Business is cutthroat, man. Don't take it personal." Then he hung up. I slammed my phone on the table so hard the barista flinched. The rest of that week was a blur of anger. Every time I walked downtown, I'd see that damn truck. It was painted bright yellow with the same sunglasses-wearing potato. Music blaring, drunk students lining up. and Jason out front high-fiving customers like he was a celebrity. One night I couldn't take it anymore. I walked straight up to him. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I'd puke. "Jason," I said, keeping my voice low, "you know this is mine." He smirked. "Yours? Did you buy the truck? Sign the lease? Get the permits?" "No, man. That's me. That's why it's Spud Brothers, not Spud Buds." "You hesitated." I executed. I wanted to punch him so bad my fists ached. Instead, I said the only thing I could. "You're going to regret this." For a second, something flickered in his eyes. Fear. Maybe. But then he laughed in my face, slapped me on the shoulder, and turned back to his customers. I walked away, but in that moment, something inside me snapped. I wasn't going to let him get away with this. The night everything came to a head, the air smelled like grease and rain. The farmer's market was shutting down, but Jason's truck was still blasting music. People were drunk, laughing, stumbling out of the bars. I stood across the street, hoodie up, hands jammed in my pockets, staring. I wasn't going to do anything stupid. At least that's what I told myself. I just wanted to see him slip up. Around midnight, the line finally thinned. Jason was alone, wiping down the counter. His yellow Spud Brothers apron was stained with sour cream. I walked over. He looked up, startled. "Jesus, man. You trying to scare me?" I ignored that. "You stole my life's work." He rolled his eyes. "Life's work? Dude, it's potatoes. Get over it." And then he said something I'll never forget. "You'll never make it because you're too scared to jump." Me? I jump. That's why I win. I don't know why, but hearing that broke me more than the theft itself. He was right, in a way. I always planned, always hesitated. He just took. But here's the thing about people like Jason, they burn fast. 2 weeks later, the health department shut him down. Turns out he didn't file half the permits, and his fryer was a fire hazard. Customers started posting horror stories about undercooked potatoes, food poisoning, grease fires. The Instagram hype turned into memes. Spud Brothers. Come for the potatoes, stay for the salmonella. Meanwhile, I'd been quietly working. I rebranded. New name, new logo, new menu. I scraped together cash, begged a loan from my uncle, and partnered with a local bar that had an unused kitchen. We did a soft launch tater house. Cheap, hot, salty potatoes, beer specials, live music on weekends. And guess what? People loved it. Not because of some influencer hype, but because it was consistent, good, and mine. Last week, I walked past Jason at the grocery store. He looked rough. No apron, no fans, just a cart full of frozen dinners. He saw me, and for the first time, he didn't smirk. He just muttered, "Guess you won after all." I didn't say anything. I didn't need to.